We are, Baruch Hashem, a good Erev Shabbos. Exciting to be together with the Chavra on a Friday as well. And we continue learning 5 minutes of Tefillah. And we are on a new chapter, a new type of Tefillah in the journey of all the different types of Tefillah. And as we're learning, each detail of Tefillah is another little dot, another little thought, another little action, another little connection. And today we begin with na'aka, groaning, as the pasuk in Shemos says, "Vayishma Elokim es na'akasam," and Hashem heard their groaning. So if you're trying to keep track, we had Bitzer calling out in distress. We had Shaiva, the hysterical outcry. We had Tza'aka, the wordless scream. And now the fourth type of screaming type of tefillah, and in truth, the final of this type of tefillah is na'aka, groaning. And Shearim Pincus is going to teach us a lifelong yesod today. He's going to teach it through tefillah, but hopefully either at the end or in the next year we'll show how this applies everywhere. And he says that when the pasuk says, "V'yishma Elokim es na'akasam," Hashem heard their groaning. It does not say that they groaned to Hashem. It says Hashem heard their groaning. Explains of Shearim Pincus that in the very nature of this world, one groans. You ever wonder? You lift down to pick up something heavy and you, or something hurts you, you scream. Why are you screaming? Why are you groaning? Ever wonder, where does that come from? So we explained previously that pleas for help is also natural. This is a finer nuance. That when one is in pain, when one feels pressure, he groans, he grunts, he screams. Where does that come from? Explains of Shearim Pincus, this is hidden, this is dug deep into the teva and the nature of the world. That when someone is in a difficult situation, he groans, he grunts, he screams. So therefore what? Says of Shearim Pincus, you're groaning. Why are you groaning? Because it's a shver matziv. It's a bad situation. The kid won't sleep. This one is sick. One doesn't have parnasa. The shidduch fell through again. Oi! That oi, says Shearim Pincus, is in reality, that's not a tefillah. That's natural. It's coming from inside of you. But you know what you could do with that oi? You know what you could do with that grunt? You could take it, bottle it, and package it as a tefillah towards Hashem. And he says a beautiful story that the Brisker Rav, Rav Baruch Ber, when he was a child, his father hit him one time. What exactly he did doesn't say he beat him to a pulp. No one has to get nervous. His father gave him a little patch. And the kid started crying. And Rav Baruch Ber gets up, walks over the bookshelf, and takes out a sitter. And his father says, "What are you doing?" Says Rav Baruch Ber, and this is the yesod, this is the foundational idea of na'aka. I'm crying anyways. Might as well utilize it in tefillah. And that idea, anyways I'm grunting, anyways I'm groaning, anyways I'm in pain. Take my pain and send it up as a tefillah to Hashem. This is utilizing the natural reaction of our bodies, of na'aka, of groaning. And the truth is, you'll hear big people sometimes during their Shmona Esrei give out a cry, give out an oi. That's their natural body talking. And then they're taking that and they're packaging it to Hashem. My Menal, Rabbi Brafman ztz, they actually just came out with a fabulous article book about him. I didn't read it yet. But everyone always spoke about that when you would hear him davening, V'Yushalayim Yirachai. He mentioned Yushalayim, he let out a cry. It was natural. He felt the pain. He felt the pain of that we don't have a Beis HaMikdash. So I don't think we're on that level. But for each and every one of us, whenever we're in a moment of pain, we're in a moment of difficulty, we're in a time of tsar. Maybe it's 3 o'clock in the morning and the baby just woke up for the 20th time. Oh, I can't do this. Instead of, I can't do this. Hashem. You just took the I can't do this into a tefillah to Hashem. And as we've seen in the past, at that moment, that might be called a tzara. That might be called you need something. And that's a beautiful, beautiful tefillah. And we conclude, how does this apply to every moment of our life? Rav Pincus in a footnote over here says how many times that we do things that are really chasadim. But we don't think it's a chesed. If we're helping our family, it's a chesed. You're diapering the baby, it's a chesed. You're waking up with the child, it's all chesadim. But what do we think? We think, it's a chore, it's a this or that. Repackage it, rebottle it. utilize it in our Avaitas Hashem. So b'siyata d'shmaya, let's take all those natural difficulties, the natural groan, the natural sigh, and with a little bit of thought, begin to repackage it, to put a beautiful bow, and take that cry and make it into a wonderful tefillah of na'aka and a mirta Hashem vayishma lekim es na'akasam.